What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Headlocks and Hot Packs. And today we have a little bit of both parts of our name, a little Headlocks and some of the Hot Packs, if you want to call it that. We have some WCW trading cards here. This is 1999 WCW nWo Nitro trading card set by Topps. And we took them out of the wrestling binder, which you have seen in earlier videos, just because it's a lot easier to look at them this way. This is a 72 card set here. Comes with, I also have the 12 card insert, and all in sequential order. So this is card number 1. That's your checklist there. Of course, you can see that one is a little bit dinged, but that's okay. And we kick off with the WCW stars. We've got Bret Hart, Diamond Dallas Page there. Of course, that must be from the same match because they're facing one another. Then you have Goldberg. All those guys are Hall of Famers now. Rick Steiner, the Dogface Gremlin. Booker T, another WWE Hall of Famer. Chris Jericho, of course, the star of AEW. Here's a look at the backs, by the way. The backs are different for each part of the set. So you have the WCW part, the nWo part, then you'll also have the Four Horsemen, and they'll have different designs as well. There is Perry Saturn, Bam Bam Bigelow. So this came out in 1999, however, it features everything from 1998. Disco Inferno there. Wrath, of course, formerly known as Adam Bomb in the WWF. Rey Mysterio Jr., I guess that's the spelling for when he was in Mexico. Ming, aka King Haku. Super Kalo, Cruiserweight. Some people forget. Glacier. My friend Doug interviewed Glacier a couple of times for some episodes of a little bit of the podcast that you can check out here on Headlocks and Hot Packs. If you go into the old vids, I may end up posting that at some point, just because none of us are really doing anything like that anymore, and I kind of want them to live on, just because it's pretty cool that we were able to have opportunities like we had, like interviewing Jake Roberts and things of that nature. There's the Disciple, aka the Booty Man, aka the Zodiac, aka Hall of Famer Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Here's our second stack here. Here's Barry Windham. This is kind of almost the West Texas Rednecks Barry Windham, even though that was, I believe, 99. Then Conan, for some reason they don't have Conan in with the nWo Wolfpack, even though he's in his Wolfpack attire. I'm not too sure what happened there. And now here is the New World Order design. This is, of course, nWo Hollywood. Buff Bagwell. And a look at the back there. And this is the design for all members of the nWo, whether it be nWo Hollywood or nWo Wolfpack. There's Scott Hall. Horace Hogan, who is actually related to Hulk Hogan. I'm not sure how many people actually knew that. Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. Stevie Ray is also a Hall of Famer now. Bryan Adams, aka Crush, of course. Vincent, aka Lonely Virgil. And one of my all-time favorites, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. Of course, I have a picture of a portrait of Mr. Perfect as my offline logo on Mixer. And now here we have the nWo Wolfpack. And again, for whatever reason, they have Macho Man in the Wolfpack, obviously. But he's in his black and white attire there. And then on the back, same as the nWo Hollywood. And then there is Sting, my all-time favorite there. Kevin Nash. A couple guys of autographs. Actually, autographs of all three of these guys in the wrestling room that you saw on our tour here. And then here's a little, I guess, 5-card subset of the Four Horsemen. Again, a totally different design. So here's a look at the back. The Nature Boy Ric Flair there. AA Arn Anderson, the Enforcer. Dean Malenko. Chris Benoit. And then Final Man, I'm sure, hopefully people remember. Of course, Steve Mongo McMichael. And now back into the nWo design. This is the LWO, the Latino World Order. And same design on the back. Juventud Guerrera there. Eddie Guerrero, again, different spelling than I'm sure a lot of people are used to. But then Psychosis has the Y there instead of the I, so I don't know. What do I know, right? La Parca. Remember my friends used to like making me do the La Parca dance. Of course, Hector Garza, his I believe it's his son that's Angel Garza. I think his son is Angel Garza over on Raw. And now we have the ladies of WCW. There's Miss Elizabeth. And a look at the back. Rest in peace to Miss Elizabeth. She should definitely be in the WWE Hall of Fame. And there we have Kimberly Page, formerly Kimberly Page. Spice, who would go on to manage a little bit. This is the Nitro Girls here, AC Jazz. And then Tigress also would go on to manage a little bit with the Filthy Animals in later years. And now here is a look at our last stack. And then we've got a couple of WWE Shop items that came in that I will show off. So here's Whisper. This is Mrs. Shawn Michaels, of course. And then we have Shay. There is an episode of Nitro where she has a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction. Of course, that's edited out on the WWE Network. Sorry, folks. There's Fire. Storm, of course, that is Charmel, the wife of Booker T. And then some of the last cards, before we get into our inserts, are just moments. This is Goldberg triumphant. Looks like a win over Ming there, and they're kind of comparing his winning streak to Mark McGuire breaking the home run record. There's Sting. It looks like Sting versus Goldberg there. I actually remember that match. It was a good one. Hulk Hogan running for president. Big sexy Kevin is God. Not sure exactly what moment that is. And then we also have another one for Diamond Dallas Page. And then just some other personalities. We have the living legend Larry Zbyszko and the greatest manager of all time, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Don't even argue with me about that. It's no debate. Doug Dillinger, he was the head of security. And then Sonny Ono, who was the manager for Ultimo Dragon and Yuji Nagata. I think a couple of other guys as well. And good friends with Eric Bischoff. And then that leads us to our insert set. These are actually called stickers. I don't know if you can actually peel these and stick them on, but they do have, you can see, like the Topps Finest wrapping there. And this highlights pay-per-views. So here's Sting and Luger versus Hogan and Nash from Sold Out 98. And there's a look at the back of that one there. Let's pick these up here. So these are pretty cool. Like I said, they are basically Topps Chrome cards with the foil. But it does say Topps Finest. So this is Hogan versus Sting. That was after the controversial title match they had at Starrcade 97. They would meet again to determine the undisputed champion at Super Brawl in February, which Sting won. Here's Hogan versus Savage in a cage match at Uncensored. Savage versus Sting at Stampede. I remember watching this at my grandmother's house. She used to have one of those illegal boxes that I could get the pay-per-views on, so I'd go there and watch the pay-per-views. And Savage would win the title that night with help from Kevin Nash. Here's Slamboree, the rematch of the Giants, after Nash dropped the Giant on his head at Sold Out in a very gruesome looking powerbomb. Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart versus Randy Savage and Roddy Piper. and then Piper and Savage would face off against one another immediately after. This was actually DDP and Karl Malone against Hogan and Dennis Rodman. However, I guess they did not have the rights to use Malone and Rodman for this set. And then again, this one for Road Wild, it was DDP and Jay Leno against Hogan and Bischoff. So I guess they couldn't use Jay Leno, so they left Bischoff off of that entirely. Here is the Fall Brawl. This, of course, had the Ultimate Warrior in this match. This was when he had returned. And I'm forgetting who won this. It was Diamond Dallas Page won this, that's right. Won the War Games match. And then, yeah, here we go, because he got his title match against Goldberg at Halloween Havoc. And I'm sure a lot of people remember that was a debacle of a pay-per-view because that was the main event, and most people didn't get to see it. But where I was watching illegally, I actually got to see the whole match, so that was worked out for me. World War III 98, of course, that was won by Kevin Nash. And then the final card in the insert set, Nash versus Goldberg, and this is, of course, when Goldberg's streak ended. And, well, because I forgot the other things I'm going to show off in the other room, I'm going to have to go get them. So, we will be right back. Alright, and here are our final items. I'm going to try and see if I can't show these off decently anyways, but I'm sure you can see there. This is, like I said, WWE Shop pickup, Ultimate Warrior shirt. This was pretty cool. Of course, they had a sale going on. So I grabbed 3 shirts. I got one at full price, one for $1, and then this one I believe was only like $10, maybe $15. So pretty cool Ultimate Warrior shirt there. Our second one, since we were just going over those days, the classic nWo Wolfpack t-shirt. Kind of hard to get the whole thing on screen there, but pretty cool. I think this was the one that was $1, or I ended up getting for $1 because of the sale. Classic Wolfpack logo on the back. Very cool pickup. And then finally, we had to go even older school. Of course, the Mega Powers. This was huge when I first started getting into wrestling, the Mega Powers, Macho and Hogan, so had to get that. I just thought it was really cool, and I was in need of some new clothes anyways, so why not pick up some new WWE Shop t-shirts. So thanks for watching, everybody. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Headlocks and Hot Packs.